Okay, so we're going to try to model this part. So you get to Solidworks and you will select your front pane, go to an extruded boss base feature, and now you're in sketch mode. You need your planes turned on so that you can see your axis. And then let's start sketching. So we've got ourselves a line going from this axis here over, and then we've got ourselves, see if I can up and over, okay, so up and over, up, over, up, there's a little bit of a thing there, there's a little bit of a deal there, and then like that. That's sort of how it is. And then you start putting dimensions. So you go up to Smart Dimension, and you'll select that one. And this one should be 3.62. And then the height should be 2. And then you've got the height of the step is half, so go from here to here. That's 0.5. Then the width of the whole landing here, so you go from the point to the point, and that should have been 1.53, so we are pretty close. And then the width of the step is 0.75, so you go from that face to that face, and you tell it 0.75. That moves everything over. And then you've got 2 angles that you gotta do. There's a 60 degree for here, 60 degrees, and there's this one. If you go on this side, you'll do the inside angle. If you go over here, you'll do the outside angle. You just want this little angle over here, so you have to go below the line. If you imagine this has an imaginary line, you have to go below that. That's how you'll get this. That should be 30 degrees. We'll confirm that everything is right. Okay, and so that's how that's done. Your lines should all turn black. It may or may not fill in this color. That's kind of an option in the settings. But that's your first step. Then you go over here in the top right. You'll have, if you hit the X, all this goes away. You want to hit the check, and you get into your extrusion mode. And since our part is 1.5 inches wide, we'll do 1.5. But instead of doing blind, I'm going to do mid-plane, and that'll just center it along on this plane right here. And then you'll hit OK. And then now you've got a part. And so at this point, I'd go ahead and save this. It's called BJ02. Ahmed. You can see I made it yesterday so that I know what to do. Okay, so now you've got the general shape that you need, but here you need to have there's a giant cut in the part. So if you click on that button and you tell it a top-down view, so like that, And I like to have the dotted lines. I mean, you can leave it in that mode. You really can't tell what's going on. It'll all make sense in a moment. So what you need to do is an extruded cut, and you're working off the topmost face, because you're trying to it's right here. You're trying to cut from this surface down. If you do it from here, the cut will start from here, but it'll miss all of this stuff up here. So you want to start from that face right there and look back down on it. And then now we're in sketch mode. So there's some trickery here that I'm going to do. We'll just do a line like that, so like that, and then like that, and then that closes that in. Now you want dimensions, so you go from here to the outside. You want that to be 0.25. And then from here to the outside, also 0.25. And here to the outside is 0.25. And this sign, I mean, you could make it up to the surface plane, but because you're doing a cut, it doesn't really matter how far out that one is. Okay, so now you've got your sketch of how it's going to cut. But so now we'll get out of this. We'll hit the check right over here, and you'll see it's starting to take a cut. When it turns yellow like that, that's your cut. So the height of all of this was 2 inches, but we need to leave a 1/4 inch at the bottom. So we'll make that 1.75. And that should leave us with 0.25 here at the bottom. And you'll just hit yes. And you've got the part with the cut. And you can turn off your planes if you'd like at this point. You don't really need them. So there's your part. And if at any point you need to, like you're doing this and you're moving around and you're zooming in and out and doing whatever, and you get like off the part, instead of trying to zoom in and out to realign with it, you can hit Control and Center button and drag it back into your view, and that way you can recenter on what you're trying to focus on. So now we need to draw the circle. That's also an extruded cut. You could use the hole wizard, but this is usually like set sizes. There's variations of holes here that you could do. So to avoid trying to get you the most perfect hole that you can do, it's easier to just do an extruded cut. Then you select the face that you want to work on, which is that first face here. Now you're back in sketch mode. And we want the circle. We'll just drop that anywhere, doesn't matter. See how it's turned blue? That's because it's enclosed. So your dimensions now, this should be 0.75. And see, it doesn't really matter if you do the arrows like that, or if you wanted to show like there's a leader like that. You could show the leader like that. And then the center is 1 inch down. It's right in 1 inch. 1. And then this is 1.5 over to that. 1.5. Okay. And then we're good on the dimensions. We're good on that. And then you hit the check. and it turns yellow, so that's your cut. And what I like to do is, let's see if up to next works. No, up to next goes to the next surface. You don't want that. So you just do up to surface, and you'd select the face on the other side. And that way you get only the cut happens only in your part. So say you had something way over here on the right, you don't want it to just like blindly start removing material from your other section. So you do from a face to a face, and it'll guarantee that your cut is only on the part that you want. And then you hit go, check mark, and there's your circle. And that's all there is for making the part. I can show you how to bring up your create a drawing from this so you can show dimensional information.